I talked yesterday about how Trent Reznor left Twitter and how Jack White left Twitter. Also, Will Wheaton, the dude that used to be in Star Trek: The Next Generation. I actually used to watch that show when I was young. I liked it a lot, actually. Um, he wrote a statement to Elon Musk. I don't know if Will Wheaton is leaving Twitter or not. He didn't specify in the statement, but he had some pretty pointed, concise, truth-filled words for Elon about what he's doing. And it's my favorite statement so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you Jack White's statement, and I'm going to read you Will Wheaton's statement. They're not that long, but I just love them so much. I love what they said. I couldn't have said it any better myself, and I just completely agree with what these two guys are saying. Also, if you remember Star Trek: The Next Generation, there was a woman on it named Marina Sirtis. She was on Twitter as well. She's already left Twitter. At least that's what I heard. I saw she popped up in my feed saying she was leaving Twitter, and it's because of Elon and what he's doing and what he's turned Twitter into. Basically, it's descending quickly into 4chan, um, letting crazy people back on the platform that have no business being there, that are a danger to fucking society. Um, Also, the crypto bots are all over because Elon was into Dogecoin and all these scams, crypto and Bitcoin and Dogecoin and Shiba Coin and all these fucking straight up scams that people are running. Um, those bots are all over the place. Every time I go to Elon's page, there's a million people mentioning Dogecoin and Shiba Coin and combining memes of Elon with the Shiba dog and the Dogecoin and it's just so obvious. They're fake accounts, they're bots, or they're crypto people that just want to sucker morons and that don't know any better. When you go on social media, you see all these people mentioning, you think they're real people, they're not. They're bots, mentioning Shiba Coin and Dogecoin and Bitcoin and whoa, crypto and what's that? Why are so many people talking about it? They're not. They're fucking bots. And if you come across a person online, I've been coming across these people for years, actual people that are into crypto. My God, they just talk about it like it's the greatest thing in the world. And anyone that thinks it's a scam or thinks it's not real, you just you get bombarded with motherfuckers because they got their money in this shit and they want you to have your money in this shit. So they're just crazy. They're like regular fund manager type people that call random people on the phone and try and talk them into investing. They're those kind of people. They're insane, and you'll never get the truth out of them. And they want you to think that all these fake currency scams are great. I personally don't subscribe to them myself, and I'm sure that'll piss some people off that are into crypto and all that. I never liked it. I'd rather invest in gold and silver and stuff like that. That's real, not paper gold and silver, real gold and silver. Anyway, yeah, before I went into the Dogecoin bullshit, Marina Sirtis left as well, and she was on Star Trek: The Next Generation. So, I guess we'll start with Jack White. What did Jack White say? So you gave Trump his Twitter platform back. Absolutely disgusting, Elon. That is officially an asshole move. Why don't you be truthful? Tell it like it is. People like you and Joe Rogan, who gives platforms to liars like Alex Jones, etc. You come into a ton of money, see the tax bill, despise paying your fair share, and then think moving to Texas and supporting whatever Republican you can is going to help you keep more of your money. How else could Trump possibly interest you? Exactly. You intend to give platforms to known liars and wash your hands like Pontius Pilate and claim no responsibility. Trump was removed from Twitter because he incited violence multiple times. People died and were injured as a result of his lies and his ego, let alone what his coup did to attempt to destroy democracy and our capital. How about the division and the families broken apart from his rhetoric and what it did to this country? That's not free speech or what the poll decided or whatever nonsense you're claiming it to be. This is straight up you trying to help a fascist have a platform so you can eventually get your tax breaks. I mean, how many more billions do you need that you have to risk democracy itself to attain it? How Trump ended up coming back on the platform was Elon started a poll on Twitter. The problem is, not everyone on Twitter got to vote on that poll. And if you do a search, there's a tool. You can enter someone's account into this tool, and it tells you how many of their followers are bots, how many of their followers are fake, not real, how padded their numbers are. Like when you see an account that has 167 million followers, that's most likely, no, that's definitely a padded account. Trust me. Anyway, when you do when you use that tool on Mr. Musk's account, it comes back that 70% of his followers are fake, are bots, are not real. Donald Trump, the same thing. When you do a search on his account, it comes back as 70% of his followers are bots, are fake, are not real. That is fucking pathetic. That people that brag about how much money they have, that are abject billionaires, allegedly, at least one of them I don't believe was ever a billionaire. I know Musk is. That is utterly pathetic that these men that already have everything the world could possibly offer a person because of their wealth, they're so insecure. They are such bitches that they have to buy or create fake followers to pad their numbers to make it appear that people like them. That is fucking pathetic. That is fucking sad. How insecure are you, man? That you need 70% or more of your account followers to be fake just to fucking trick people that don't know any better. So for you people that think these things don't exist, trust me, they exist. I've looked into many things on social media and I've been paying attention. When you see accounts with absurd numbers of followers, I guarantee you many of those followers are fucking fake. I explained to you a long time ago that I got it, my small little channel. I got sent an email by, I don't even remember who, some company that said something for, for $500, you could buy 1,000 fake followers. You can buy 1,000 followers, or you can buy 500 likes per video, or you know what I mean? I didn't do it. Obviously, look at my numbers. I didn't pay for fake followers and fake likes. My videos have hardly any views. My videos have hardly any likes. So obviously, I didn't pay for shit. I'm just saying, even me, the small little channel I have, I got an offer in my email to buy fake followers, fake likes, fake comments even. That's another thing you'll notice when you go on people like Elon's account. You'll see comments repeated over and over again. You'll see bot comments over and over and over again. It doesn't look like a real feed. It's because it's not a real feed. There's a lot of fake going on, people that don't exist, bots, and paid trolls and other things. It's all a fucking illusion is what I'm trying to say to you. So when Elon put up this poll to asking the public on Twitter, do you want Trump back on Twitter? Remember, 70% of his followers are bots. So every bot imaginable on Twitter voted yes, of course, because that's what Elon wanted to happen. Elon always intended to bring Trump back. Elon's trying to turn a profit on this shit and ruin it at the same time. It's obvious. That's why all the layoffs. He's taking free meals away from the workers. He's making them come into the office and locking them out of the office. I mean, it's a clusterfuck. It's an embarrassment. And it proves once again that just because someone has $1 billion or billions of dollars doesn't mean they're smart, doesn't mean they're intelligent, doesn't mean they're talented, doesn't mean they're good business people. All it means is they were born rich, most likely. In Elon's case and in Trump's case. Trump's taxes are about to be released. We're going to see losses claimed year after year. I've heard some estimates as much as 900 million in losses on tax returns. That is not doing good business. That's also lying, saying you really had more losses than you did. But anyone willing to put those kind of losses on paper year after year, they're not good at business. And they're also lying on top of it. They're doing it for tax breaks. Because the more losses you have, less you pay in taxes. Anyway, so you got to keep in mind that this poll that was put up by Elon is the master of bots. He has more fake followers than fucking anyone. That's why I found it so funny that Elon tried to back out of buying Twitter initially by claiming, hey, Twitter's not really accounting for all the bots on it. They're not being honest with me about what Twitter is worth because a lot of the people on Twitter are bots. Yeah, Elon would know. If anyone would know about bots, it'd be Elon because 70% of his fucking followers are bots. So he pretended like, he's a babe in the woods that had no idea what bots are and that Twitter was being mean and deceptive and lying to him about the worth of Twitter. Elon's the master of bots. He knows damn well how many bots are on Twitter. He employs most of them. And so does Donald. They're pathetic, small, douchey individuals. They have to lie. They have to present an illusion to the public that they are liked by buying or creating fake followers. It's fucking pathetic. How small do you have to be? Anyway, I love what Jack said here. He's totally right. And this isn't about free speech like Jack says. It's about Elon trying to turn a profit and using Trump in the process and getting his tax cuts. That's all. And ruining a platform that stopped him from getting his tax cuts because the party he wanted to win all the elections didn't. Partly because of this platform that he just bought. Because it's the town square where all the proof of the grift was put out in people's faces. And Twitter is a very powerful tool for swaying opinion and for exposing things. Not swaying opinion in a false way. Exposing the truth that the liars don't want you to know. If you know the truth, then grifters can grift you on a national scale. Excuse me, if you don't know the truth, grifters can grift you. If you know the truth, they can't. And they fall. Exactly like what happened. So again, I love what Jack said here. It could not have been said any better. And when Jack talks about like Pontius Pilate and claim no responsibility, in other words, no matter what damage you do to the country, the public, people's lives, no matter how many people die as a result of letting people that incite violence back on the platform, you're just going to wash your hands and fuck it all so you can get your fucking tax cuts. And at the end, when he says, how much money do you need? Last time I looked at Elon's net worth, it's something like 180 billion. Do you know how much 180 fucking billion is? You could throw 20 billion in the trash and not even feel it. Billion with a B, not million. Billion. And this entity is worried about fucking tax cuts. He doesn't have enough in life. He needs more. Literally the richest man on earth. needs more. Disgusting. Just like fucking Jack says. I think he actually used, yeah, absolutely disgusting, Jack says. Disgusting. How much money does a motherfucker need? Oh my God. Now, as much as I love what Jack White said, I really love what Wil Wheaton said. And I've never seen a tweet or anything from Wil Wheaton before. This is actually the first time I've ever noticed because other people retweeted it and it came up in my feed. So let's take a look. Wil Wheaton, Star Trek The Next Generation dude. I love this. This is exactly what I think of that man. This is exactly what I've been trying to communicate to you people about this man. Here we go. I cannot fathom the emptiness, the insecurity, the insatiable need for attention and validation, the staggering arrogance, the malevolence, and total void of human experience that is Elon Musk. That is brilliantly stated. That's exactly what I've noticed about Elon Musk. Seeing his actions, seeing his words, that is Elon Musk. It's a perfect description. This cracker should have wrote novels. The way, the articulateness, the straight up, unabashed fucking truth. I want to read that opening statement again. That's how good it is. That's how real it is. That's the fucking truth. It's not right. It's not left. It's the fucking truth. You always hear people, we need to listen to people with opposing views. No, we need to listen to the fucking truth. That's the fucking truth. And what Jack White said is the fucking truth. There's no opposing sides to it, opposing views. There's the truth, and then there's bullshit for an agenda. That's what we get in this world. It's not politics. It's not liberal. It's not conservative. It's reality. That's what Will's speaking right here. Reality. That's simple. It ain't righty, lefty, middle, nothing. Not political. It's the fucking truth and it's reality, and that's the only description that fits. Let me read this again. I cannot fathom the emptiness, the insecurity, the insatiable need for attention and validation, the staggering arrogance, the malevolence, and total void of human experience that is Elon Musk. I can't fathom it either. And that is Elon Musk. That's exactly what I've noticed about this man from what I've seen so far. And it's exactly what I was worried about when he bought the town square. He's the richest man on the planet. You can't go anywhere or do anything without interacting with something he's part of in some way. There are literal millions of people who uncritically worship him. A lot of those worshipers are fake, by the way. But there are some worshipers. Just like the orange thing has worshipers to this day. Anyway, in spite of overwhelming evidence that he's a douchebag. Exactly. He's a scumbag. He's a douchebag. He was born rich. That's it. He has no personality. The opening statement, emptiness, insecurity, need for attention, validation, arrogance, malevolence, void of human experience. That is Elon. You don't worship that. Guess who else that is? Donald Trump. You don't worship that. And that's reality, baby. That ain't politics. That ain't a liberal opinion. That ain't a conservative opinion. That's fucking reality. Live with it. Or don't, and live in fantasy land. Your choice. So yeah, despite the overwhelming evidence that he's a douchebag, some people still worship him. Some weak-minded people still worship him, and some weak-minded people still worship Trump. Anyway, some number of them will come after me, as they come after anyone who points at their naked emperor. I love that statement as well, because that's what happens whenever I talk about Trump. People act like I kicked their fucking dog because they worship him. I don't worship politicians. I don't worship Joe Biden. I don't care if people talk shit on Joe Biden. I don't get personally offended because I don't worship him. I don't look at Joe Biden as the savior of America. He's just a politician. He'll do some good things. He'll do some bad things. But he's better than what we had before. I know that. Anyway, some number of them will come after me as they come after anyone who points at their naked emperor. Yeah, and talk about Elon on Twitter and you will have people come after you. They'll spend entire days going after me and people like me, slavishly serving a man who does not even know they exist. They are his army of fools, uncritically serving his every whim, and it still isn't enough. And that's, again, anything I'm reading here, you can just substitute the name Trump in there too. That's how people act with Trump. Trump doesn't give a fuck about anybody. The most hardcore MAGA fool. You're just a mark to him. Doesn't even know you exist. How many of his own people has he thrown under the bus? Trump just threw Bill Barr under the bus. Just recently. Trump is the orange champion of throwing his henchmen under the bus after they served his purposes. And they dare speak one ill word or try and, rebrand their reputation by trying to distance themselves from the person they sold their soul for. And then Trump throws him right under the fucking bus. Sometimes he throws him under the bus before that point. Exactly like Elon. He can have any material thing he wants, and he will never be happy or satisfied. Again, just throw Trump's name in there. Same thing. Does Trump seem like a happy man to you? Does Elon seem like a happy man to you? No. They'll never be satisfied. If you're not happy and satisfied when you got $180 billion, you're never going to be happy and satisfied. It just ain't going to happen. If the 180 billion don't fill the hole, nothing's going to fill the hole. He has no real friends. Every single person around him is either a viper, a parasite, or both. Well, Elon's a viper. So why would any good people want to be around him? Except for the fact that he's rich and people worship the rich. Not everyone, but a lot of people do. Oh, he's rich. He's successful. They don't think about how he got there or why he's rich. They worship that for some reason. I don't know. So what does he do? He bullies and threatens and harasses and trolls and behaves like the weak, scared, insecure child he has always been. That's a tragedy for him, but it's dangerous for us. He doesn't care what he destroys or who he hurts, as he chases this existential thing he cannot ever have. Brilliant. Brilliant and true. And again, you could substitute Elon, Trump's name, same thing. Same statements apply. Same observations apply. You know the saying, hurt people hurt people? He's a hurt person who is hurting our society, making people I care about less safe. The consequences of this one man's midlife crisis are global, and that terrifies me. That's it. I don't think anyone will ever state it any better than Wheaton just stated it. This guy should write novels the way he writes. I'm not impressed by many people's articulateness and ability to convey a message. I am very impressed with this. Not just because I agree with what he's saying, just the way he wrote it. It can't be any more to the point, blunt, without being, except for the word douchebag, he wasn't vulgar at all whatsoever. But in Elon's case, douchebag is appropriate because that's always the feeling I got. Even before I read Will Wheaton's message here, every time I saw an Elon post on Twitter, I just got cringe douche chills. And I've written posts to him even before he bought Twitter. Like, dude, you need to stop tweeting. You lose like billions of dollars every time you tweet. And everything you tweet is absolute cringe. Every single thing. He tries so hard to be funny and to come off as human, and it never works. It only ever comes off as cringe, and I always get the thought in my head when I look at what Elon posts or says, this guy doesn't know how to be human. I guess that's what happens to a lot of people when they're born rich. They grow up in a protective bubble and they don't really know how to learn how to be human. And again, you could apply the same statement to Trump. Same thing. Everything Trump says, does, is cringe as fuck. Like, and it comes off as this guy doesn't know how to be human. He just doesn't. I mean, his own parents sent him off to military school because he was such a scumbag. Trump's parents. Rich people don't send their kids to military school for no reason. They send them to military school because they don't want them around. Unless you grew up in like a military family. That's kind of different. Anyway, again, that's just whenever I see Elon post something, I just think, God, this is just so cringe. He just, I've written things to him on some of his tweets like, you know, dude, you need to take a course or something on how to be human. Hello, Chris. It's just the what's the word I'm looking for? The similarities between Elon Musk and Trump are just frightening. And I guess what it comes down to for both of them is they don't care who they step on, who they hurt, how many millions of people, who dies, who lives, as long as they get more. More. Doesn't matter what it is. Money especially. They just want more. They could have, either one of them, they could have $500 billion. They could have $1 trillion. They would still want more. And they have no regard for anyone. They just want more. So again, I have to say, when you have $180 billion or $1 billion or whatever, why do you care how much you're paying in taxes at that point? Would it affect your life in even the smallest way when you have that kind of money? No. No one's going to take 100%. How about 30% when you're that rich? Is that fair? Would you even feel that? No, you wouldn't. When you got 180 billion or 100 billion or 100 million, you wouldn't even feel it. It would affect your life in no way. You could still have a yacht. You could still have 150 houses. You could still have, 100 estates. You could still have all the women you want, all the drugs you want, all the cars you want, all the boats you want, all the companies you want when you got that kind of money. And you can afford to pay taxes too. But, again, some people, man, it doesn't matter how much they have. They want more. And that's a fucking sickness. And for someone like Elon, someone like Trump, and others, they're not the only two. Can that ever be cured? I doubt it. I doubt it. But man, just like Will Wheaton said in his opening description, can't even fathom being that entity where I reached the point where I have $100 billion and I'm constantly, I have this constant need to be thought of as cool and funny and be constantly validated by random strangers. Who gives a shit? I got $100 billion. And this constant need to, step on whatever and whoever to get some tax cuts so I can keep more of it. I can't even fathom being that entity. I don't understand the mindset. But, we've probably all come across people like this in our life at some point that are never satisfied, and they'll step on whoever or whatever to get something extra, to get more money, whatever. They have no regard for anything or anyone. They want everything, and they want everyone else to have nothing. That's probably a sickness that certain men have had since the beginning of time. That's probably why we have this whole system where money is even a thing. Have you ever stopped and thought about that in your life? Because if you talk to people about it, they'll just say, well, that's how the world works. Money, you got to go out and make money. No. Men made it that way. Money shouldn't even fucking exist, in my opinion. Someone made that choice. People that wanted to be in control made that choice. And there's guys that print money to lend to the federal government or to lend to you and I or to lend to big businesses. Who are these guys? Why did they get the right to print the money? Why do they get that right? Because they're the most ruthless. That's why they get that right. And anyone that tries to take it away from them probably won't live very long. That's the world, baby. And someone long ago started that trend, probably Satan, actually. But have you ever stopped to think about why does money even exist? Why am I leaving my wife and children to go out to make green pieces of paper from a guy that has more green pieces of paper than me? Why is it like this? We just do it because that's what we're, conditioned to do. And I guess we're conditioned to do it by people like Elon Musk, people that have it all, while we go out and, work for the scraps, the pittance. I've had a thought many times in my life that the first person that said they wanted to be king on earth, if you go back to the beginning of time and the first humans on this planet, the first guy that said, I want to be king and rule over people, he should have been executed immediately. Immediately. That would have stopped that bullshit right there. Think about medieval times, the kings in their castles and all the little peasants out in the fields in their shacks. Somehow that system got established a long time ago. They should have nipped that in the bud immediately. The guy that said he wanted everything, he should have been executed immediately. The guy said he wanted to be king, should have been executed immediately. Would have set a whole different path for the human experience. Guarantee it. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great day. And don't worry, everything tomorrow will be right with the world. Donald Trump will still be rich. Rubes will still send him money while they live in a trailer. And Elon will still be rich. and all will be, and you'll still be broke as fuck, and all will be right in the world. Have a good day.